Hey, welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. In this video, I wanted to share how I source my green. So I've been getting this question kind of scattered throughout, and because I knew it was going to change, I was kind of waiting for those changes to happen and then maybe kind of like get down a system. But you know what? Things are always going to change. That is the only constant. So I'm just going to share what I'm currently doing right now. And green coffee beans are just another way of saying raw coffee because they look green. I could show you. So they're kind of green in color, and then when you roast them, of course, they turn brown. So yeah, these are green coffee. A couple of ways in which I chose to source my green is, for one, is availability. Obviously, do they have the types of coffee that I want to offer? I think number one, that should be covered first. So it shouldn't just be like, oh, these people are close by, I'm gonna just source through them. That's one way to do it, to be economical and things like that. But definitely you want to source a green coffee source that actually falls in line with what type of coffees you want to offer. For example, my offering philosophy is really simple: juicy and round coffees. And to me, and that's a coffee that tastes that has some brightness but doesn't lose its body, and I like it to be kind of balanced in that way. I do love some like really juicy coffees where you feel like you're biting into a really juicy fruit or something like that, but again, it's not losing its body. It doesn't have like a tea-like body. So typically I look for coffees like that. Fortunately, I have a local green coffee source here in Orange, and we're based in Chino right now, and they're about 30-minute drive if there's no traffic away from me, and I typically will source from them if they have everything that I need, because now that I'm ordering at least half bag sizes, because when you start ordering large quantities of green coffee, they can come in like full-size bags or half-size bags. And fortunately for me, like cost-wise, their Bodhi is open to selling me half-size bags, which is about 35 kilos. A full-size bag is about 70 kilos. And to do the conversion to pounds, just times it by 2. That's a really quick and dirty way of converting it. It's basically 2.2 pounds per 1 kilo. That's really nice. They come here, and Bodhi actually has a delivery van, and they come to my location here and drop it off here, which is so nice. And I usually order maybe like, I don't know, maybe 4 half-pound bags. I mean half-size bags. But it's really few and far between. I don't roast that much coffee right now, just being on a 1 kilo roaster. But good enough for me, you know, good enough to start. Good enough to get a feel for what it would be like to order a lot of green coffee, process it, roast it, blah, blah, blah. Another source that I have is a Hacea coffee source, which is a new coffee source that opened up. I think they're in Anaheim, which is basically a city over from Orange, about 30 minutes away as well for me. I'm developing a relationship there to get to know more about how they are sourcing their coffee. I'm going to make some content. I'm going to visit them very soon. We're going to do like a cupping with the owner over there. His name is Jared, and I'm really excited about that. And for them, I think because they can be pretty experimental, I think I'm going to use Hacea coffee for more one-off sort of coffees, or if Bodhi doesn't have what I need, blah, 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 right? So it's really nice to have two coffee sources there. That way, if I need something for, like, say, a blend, or I ran out of this coffee but they have a similar coffee it's at another place, then I could just switch them out, and that'd be awesome too. And that's still going through another person to get your green coffee. So I wouldn't call this direct trade. Direct trade would be me, a roaster or a retailer of coffee, in direct trade or communication with the farm. So I do have that with a farm called Siempre Verde farms, and they are a very small farm out of Ecuador. If you've purchased our Ecuador, I have it here. the Pichincha coffee that we started offering, they do a sort of like experimental anaerobic washed process of their coffee. It's very good. Just hits the nose on the taste meter for me, which is juicy and round. So right up my alley in terms of offering. And I really just like, the reason why I went with them is like I wanted to go through the process of what it would be like to speak directly with a farmer. They actually have a lot of their coffee in the United States already stored, and they store it through, or it's kind of like, I guess you would call a distributor, but these people store it. Caravella, that coffee source, I guess, another kind of like, I guess, a broker of coffees from all of these third world countries and bringing them into places like this. And this is the farmer, Ramiro Granda. So they're the family that is working this coffee, I guess third generation or maybe second generation with the family, and developing a relationship there. And I was like, hey, they have a great price on coffee. I think the shipping is doable. And this could be a great way for me to just learn, go through the motions. I really want to try this coffee because they sent me a free sample when I was injured, and they sent me a really good chunk of coffee, about like 350 grams. And when I roasted it and it tastes fantastic, I was like, cool, like this is a way for me to learn. It gets their name out. They have a really well-graded, very clean, well sorted green coffee, and I thought, hey, this is perfect. You know, it's right up my alley, and the price was great too. So I bought a half bag of that, and that's what they sell. They sell half bags, and they were able to get very creative with the shipping, so it wasn't really an issue. And I think their storage place is in, I want to say, I feel like it's in Michigan, but I could be wrong. It was somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah, and it wasn't a problem getting to me. It got to me very quickly by the time I actually put down a payment and then received it and put down my last payment. And that's typically how buying of wholesale coffee like that would work, is like, in my experience, and I haven't done much, but it's like, it looks like you put down a certain amount and then when you receive it, you can pay the rest. Well, I think Bodhi, they want you to pay everything all up front, which, and I think they do that because I'm making such a small order. For me, it's huge. It's like, okay, I got 4 like half bag orders or something like that. That was a huge order for me. That was almost like $800 in green coffee. But for them, that's probably really small. And so they're like, nah, you give me everything. So it kind of depends on whoever you're buying the green coffee from, whatever their stipulations are. I'm cool with paying everything up front, no problem. But I do like the half now, half later kind of model. Just so, I think psychologically I like it. I'm like, okay, not so much as leaving my bank account. So those are my green sources. That's how I'm currently sourcing right now. However I can save on shipping, I will try to do. Just because I feel like, well, you know, if they're really close and if I have to go out there, I will. But for the most part, my contact over at Bodhi always kind of hooks me up, and I think they have like a free shipping kind of deal going on Tuesdays or something like that, but he always hooks me up, and I really appreciate that. I don't have any coffee yet, like in stock from Hacea Coffee, but I already bought some, and I'm gonna go over there pretty soon, probably like the end of this month, and visit them. Like I said, we're gonna do a cupping. I'm gonna ask the owner a lot of questions. I'm gonna make some content. Hopefully he's cool with that. No, he already asked him. He's cool with that. If I could say thank you, it's like just to make content and to help them out for allowing me to come taste and all that stuff and poke around in the roastery. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. But besides that, yeah, that's currently how I source all of my green coffee. The first thing that I would do is to figure out if they offer what you want to offer, right? You definitely want to make sure that's checked. And then second, where are they located? Is shipping going to be kind of an issue for you? Are you going to be able to receive your green in good time? And if they are traveling overseas or they're traveling a long time, I would ask the question, hey, like, is this green well protected? Are they vacuum sealed? Is any moisture going to get in? Like, how are you transporting them? Like, the only one that really traveled far was this Ecuadorian, the Siempre Verde farm one. So they vacuum sealed all of their bags and then shipped them over, right? And it was fine. Yeah, I checked them all out. If anything, before you buy like a big, order of green coffee, you definitely want to ask for a sample. Most of the time, everybody's been giving them to me for free. But I guess if they, maybe it's like a really expensive coffee or something like that, maybe they might want to charge you a couple bucks for it or for the shipping or something like that. But for the most part, in my experience, really small sample sizes like 100 gram, maybe 200 gram, 250 gram, like that, they should be free, I think, for the most part. And then do your best to roast them and see, and check them out too when you get your samples. Like, are they sorted well? Are they sized well? Are they all different sizes? Or is there any insect damage? And I'm not like an official grader, like a green grader, but I could tell visually, if this is a really nice, pretty looking and well graded green versus something that's not. Like, I would look for like no chips or like holes in the beans or anything like that. And if you need any help, you can just Google green coffee defects, and there's a whole scoring system to that. But you can kind of get a feeling, on your own, if you're just doing this at home, like, is this good? Is this not good? And if anything, like, take a picture of it, show your friends, hey, do you think this is good quality coffee? You could show me, right? And I'll be like, I don't know. Or, yeah, that looks great. That looks awesome. Looks really nice. I think that one of the best things about the coffee community is the community, Ask away. That's it. That's how I source all my green. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, I guess, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you in the comments. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.